Hello, and welcome to FocalPoint. I'd like you to meet Bob, a senior manager. Today, Bob is happy. His program of work is fully coordinated and well executed. But it wasn't always like this. In the past, objectives and strategies were not as well organized. The plan was hard to digest and wasn't live or visible. Bob's team were busy people, but keeping their focus on the big objectives was not so simple. Then, Bob discovered FocalPoint, an easy-to-use tool designed for leaders. By simplifying the complex task of management, FocalPoint helps organizations achieve their goals. Whether applied to an entire business or just a part of it, FocalPoint helps senior people like Bob overcome the 5 big challenges of leadership. The first challenge is managing objectives. Rather than using wordy documents, FocalPoint helps managers create and explain strategies in simple visual ways. And because FocalPoint is web-based, the information is always live and accessible. As a result, the organization has a clear direction that everyone knows and understands. The whole team becomes focused on achieving the right goals. But this is only the first stage. Let's talk about Leadership Challenge 2, Program Management. Bob's business plans are now well executed. But it wasn't always this way. He wanted to maintain a clear overview of his operation status, but collecting this information was always a hassle, wasting precious time. His team would provide updates in many formats, such as spreadsheets, PowerPoints, and reports. Bob found it hard to compile this information quickly and effectively. This distracted him from what really mattered, defining what to do next. Then, Bob discovered FocalPoint. FocalPoint provides his team with an easy way to establish and update projects. It provides Bob with single-page overviews, but he can access every step of every project if he wants to. FocalPoint gives Bob direct line of sight from top-level objectives to individual tasks. Rather than merely reviewing the past, FocalPoint lets Bob invest more of his time planning the future. Let's talk about Leadership Challenge 3, Adopting Best Practice. Bob is a clued-up manager, and he knows that using best practice methods leads to success. Because of this, he invests in training his team on the most modern techniques in business today. But he was frustrated. The training courses were well received, but staff never put any practice into what they had learned. He continually had to monitor and reinforce the right methods with his team, draining a lot of his time and energy. Then Bob discovered FocalPoint. FocalPoint encourages the use of best practice, even when Bob is not around. It's easy to incorporate your choice best practice methods, the ones you need for your business. No programming is required. So with FocalPoint, Bob's team now use best practice every single day, meaning great results for the business. And Bob is getting a far better return on his training investment. Let's talk about Leadership Challenge 4, People Management. As a senior manager, Bob knows it's important for everyone in his team to be clear about their expected contribution to the business. In the past, he had found this hard to manage. He would find team members working on low-priority activities that were not linked to the big objectives. There were so many squabbles about who was responsible for what. But then he discovered FocalPoint. With FocalPoint, personal priorities are directly linked to key objectives. Responsibilities are crystal clear. Progress and performance is live and visible. With the help of FocalPoint, the contribution of every team member is focused on the right goals. Let's talk about Leadership Challenge 5, Performance Management. Until recently, Bob's people would shower him with monthly performance numbers. Lots of measurement data was produced, but what was it telling Bob? When he wanted a particular number, it always seemed to be hidden on someone's hard drive in their own personal format. Too much time was being spent in cottage industries creating spreadsheets. The data didn't drive any action, and much of it showed a picture of the past. Then Bob discovered FocalPoint. Suddenly, Bob has all of his key performance information in one accessible place, and it's all in a consistent format. Measures are all linked to key objectives, and performance is shown in summary and in detail. With FocalPoint, Bob can efficiently manage by exception. Action planning is now built into his performance management process. As FocalPoint is a web-based system, Bob can access all his important status information at any time, from anywhere. These videos have shown us how FocalPoint has helped Bob and his team overcome the 5 big challenges of leadership and achieve their objectives. To find out how FocalPoint can help you simplify the complex task of management, get in touch today.